Hey, what's going on, fam? Tokoyo Carlton here. And of course, I just wanted to speak to you guys. Always just kind of giving you stories throughout my day. Things are happening all the time. And of course, some of us look at these things as just regular things, regular happenings. But sometimes you have to look at everything that goes on as a lesson, right? Or something to think about, right? And so, like today, I want to talk about uh, sometimes small steps or baby steps are just as good as the big steps, right? So many of us are chasing the big stuff, the lotto, right? We're chasing that big dream, but we don't understand that it takes small steps in order to get there. Like we want it all right now, and that's the society that we're in right now. Is that microwave society where again we want it right now. We can't wait, right? It has to happen yesterday. And so I just want to encourage you that again, even though it's not happening as fast as you would like it to happen, it's going to happen, but it's going to happen in the speed in which you're equipped for at that time. See, sometimes we're not ready for that big boom, that big hit, right? That big lotto ticket. We're not ready for it. And we've heard stories of people who won the lotto, and of course, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years from now, they're broker than they were before they hit the lotto. And so sometimes we're not ready for that big hit, that big win. And so that's why I reward the small steps, the baby steps. And so let me just tell you two things today. So today, throughout my day, one of the things that, I got, first of all, I got a text from my son's mom talking about he had got in trouble at school. Some other kid had actually pushed him and he pushed him back. And of course, and nowadays in school, they don't like any of that, right? We didn't like it back then either, but it happened, but we all lived, right? But anyways, so that happened. Then the next thing is my son texts me and he says, Dad, I just did 275 deadlift. Right now, my son is 15 years old. He's in high school. He found something he's passionate about. He's found that his weightlifting thing is he's into that, right? And so he hits 275 deadlift. I don't know what that means. I've never done the deadlift. I don't even know how to do it. I should have looked it up and see how that stuff works. But if you know more about deadlifts, comment and tell me what it's about, right? Show me a picture of something. But again, he hit 275 and I said, hey, good job, son, right? And I said, what's your goal? Did y'all get that? So that was a baby step for him. That was something he was excited about, right? That he hit 275 and it's like, okay, what's next? And so, and I go from that story to another story. And it's a story about me. So I was in a company and, we had different executive positions in that company. And, everyone always talked about go ED, go ED, go ED, right? And so everybody's thought process was to go ED, executive director. That was like the man, if you hit that, you made it, right? And so that's all that was on my mind. And so I hit ED. Well, actually, I didn't hit ED because I had an ED on my team who had beat me before I even got there. I went straight to bronze executive director, right? So here's what happened. Because all my mind was focused on was that big deal of hitting executive director. So I hit executive director, but what happened was I got stuck there. And the reason why is because my mind was set on that one goal, that one ambition, but I had no plan after the goal. So again, I had no plan for silver. I had no plan for gold executive. I had no plan for platinum executive. And so sometimes, guys, we can get stuck at that thing that we see as the highlight of our lives, right? And of course, because we never planned through the highlight, right? We said, hey, listen, that should have just been a stepping stone toward higher levels. Does that make sense? And so, again, we get stuck in these mediocrity roles because, again, we set a goal to go to here, or we set a goal to be at this income, or we set a goal to hit this position, but we had no plan after we hit the position. Does that make sense? So, again, I say that to say this. My son hit a goal. The next question out my mind or out my mouth was, what's next? He said, Dad, 4 plates. I want to get to 405, right? So that's what I'm saying, guys. As we're encouraging people and helping people and sponsoring people in our different companies, businesses, and you name it, right? Or just in life general, guys. What's next? See, there always must be a next because again, you can hit a plateau and get stuck in that plateau, right? So you always have to have in your mind that there's another level above this. Yes, I want to hit this position or this title or this income level, right? I want to accomplish this personal goal in my with my family, but there has to be something else, right? And just when I brought up family, I immediately thought of relationships, right? Where a man works his tail off, right, to meet that woman, right? That woman he's excited about, he loves, you know, all that stuff, right? He meets this woman and he eventually starts dating this woman. But again, it gets stale and boring, right? Because it was the goal was to get this woman, right? So the goal was to be with this woman, to date this woman, but there was no goal after the fact, right? So it became boring. There was no communication, there was no talking. It had that 90-day thing, and after that, done, right? So I wanted to say that to get you to understand is that we have to always be reinventing ourselves, right? Reinventing what the next plateau is, right? So I mean, and again, I shouldn't use the word plateau because the plateau means that's it, right? So we have to always be thinking about what's the next level or what's the next goal. So we want to get stuck, and people say, "Well, what? When is it ever enough?" There is no ever enough, right? I mean, anybody that we've looked up to in life, whether it's our heroes, there was always another level. Does that make sense? Like I see so many people who are just caught in just doing the bare minimum, or they get to a manager level at their company and that's it, and they're stuck, right? Because that's all they wanted to do. That's all they thought about. That's all they worked for is to achieve that title, that position, that income level. And so again, guys, I mean, I went on for years stuck at that position that I was in that company because I had no plan after that. And it was hard for me to get, built up for the next one because I was so determined to hit the first one. And to me, that was it. So I had to retrain myself, retrain my brain, my mind to start thinking differently, to start leveling up and understand that, yes, that's a great achievement, but I can't stop there. And I hope this is making sense. So if this is making sense to anybody, just comment, say, yeah, I agree, or something to that effect. But again, I just want to say that because again, I want to see you grow. I want to see you advance. I don't want to see you in the same place, the same position, the same title, same income level, right? Same group of friends, guys. We've got to always be leveling up. Okay. So I tell another story. Of this happened today as well. There's a young lady on our team who had her best day with our company. Now, understand, just last week, she was upset. She was barely working. She would go out like an hour, do some work, and um, go home. And she would, write in our group team chat, not negative, but just woe is me stuff, right? And so one of the things I do in our group chat is I have all our team to put in their numbers for the day, right? And it's not there to make anyone feel bad. It's there to encourage people that it's possible. It's there to encourage people that, there's higher, there's more, right? The 2 to 3 to 4, that's cool, that's fine, great. But hey, listen, there's people doing 18, there's people doing 20, there's people doing 10 with the same weather conditions as you, right? The same people telling them no, just like you. The same men and women just passing by their booths or whatever have you. It's happening to us all, but some are weathering the storm, right? Making things happen. And so we continue to put that in place so that people can be rejuvenated, right? People could be inspired, hear from other people's testimonies and stories, and see other people winning. So again, they can build their belief level because it's the belief that stops people from achieving certain levels, right? It's the belief, and then it's the action behind the belief. So this young lady today, she kind of, started off, I saw something she posted in our chat and immediately went to her on a sidebar, straight text to her, hey, what's going on? Everything okay? And then really trying to course correct where she was and how she was feeling about her day. And this was early in the morning. So I think she was having a little trouble. And so I gave her some words of wisdom, me always trying to inspire. And so I gave her some stuff, and she was like, "Thank you, thank you." And then next thing I know, I saw her at another event today as I was helping some other team members, and she came to help and support. Later that day, she texted me and said, "Hey, I'm at 5." Because she set a goal. She said, "Hey, I want to get 10 today," right? So she was at 5. And of course, she's like, "Man, I'm 5 away." And she continued to work and continue to work. Now, she didn't hit her 10, but guys, she hit her highest goal today. I mean, not her highest number today of 8 sales. And so I was excited for her. She was excited. She was smiling. I mean, her cheeks were probably hurting because she was smiling so much. And so again, I think sometimes um, if you can't rely on yourself to be excited, you can't rely on the people around you to help encourage you. Sometimes it's okay to reach out, right? It's okay to have other people that you can talk to, right? Who think differently than the people that you associate with on a daily basis. Because sometimes the very people that you hang with and associate with are the reason why you're where you are. Okay. And so again, guys, I was super excited for her, still excited for her. And I know this is going to propel her to another level in her journey with our company, and of course the things that she wants to do. Because anybody who works with our company, my goal is not just for them to make money. My goal is for them to grow, to mature, to become more. So use our vehicle to actually go out and start other companies, other businesses, right? Or even if you end up going back to work for someone else, position you to where you think differently. Now people see you as a manager. People see you as leadership, right? And so I want to position people to be in a position of power and strength when they go on to that next vehicle that they go to. And so super excited for her today. And again, these are just stories, real life stories of people that I meet and that I'm in contact with on a daily basis that are making things happen, guys. And we're literally there to really support, help, and inspire people and motivate people to do the thing that's in them. But sometimes they just need a little nudge, right? So I'm super excited for her. And of course, we've got a lot of folks on our team that's really having a lot of success right now. And I think a lot of it's due to just reporting numbers, right? People will keep in numbers to themselves and things of that nature, or don't report, consistently like they're supposed to. Now they're posting, and what's happening is people are buying in to the momentum. People are buying into the energy of people producing. So production begets production. Y'all getting this? So if you're having a team and things are going slow and things aren't really moving, get everybody to be a part of that growth. Let everybody get in, right? It's kind of like hopscotch, right? We're jumping a rope and they're turning that thing around and you're trying to get in and fit in. That's how this business life is. That's how this world is, right? So again, guys, it's okay to surround yourself with people who are going to encourage you, right? Don't ever be intimidated by people who have success, people who are doing better than you. Because here's the thing, guys, that stuff rubs off. See, if you hang around enough successful people, you're bound to be the next. I hope that's making sense to everybody, right? So here's the thing, guys. Y'all know I do this every single week, right? Monday through Thursday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, I go live, and all I do is I speak from the heart, and I talk about things that I've been through, that I've grown through, things I help people through, things where I've been helped through. And of course, I'm telling you these stories. I'm telling you these things to help you so that you don't have to go through the same hiccups, the same bumps on the head, the bruises on your forehead and your body from taking blows that you didn't have to take. As I said the other day, we got to learn to bob and weave, right? That's the way we have to treat our businesses. And so, again, thank you for joining, guys. If you've got value out of this, all I ask is that you share this, right? And as I said before, I'm trying to build up, not trying. See how I correct that, guys? We can't say try. Try means never been done, right? We have to say do, not try, do, right? So you have to catch yourself saying the word try. I don't want to try, I want to do. Okay. So one of the things that I'm going to do and want to do is I want to build up my YouTube channel, and I'm asking for your support by again subscribing to my page, right? So I'll post in this once I finish with this and upload it to YouTube and everything. I'm going to post a YouTube link in there, and all I ask is that you subscribe. And the reason why you subscribe, not because you're just my friend and you want to support me. I want you to subscribe so you can get the information, right? There's other videos you haven't seen. I've got, I think, over 23, 24 videos now. And I just want you to be a part of it. So again, you can get some of the growth, some of the information that I've already put out weeks now that I've been doing this consistently on a weekly basis. And so you can go back and listen to some of my talks and say, you know what, that makes sense. Or you know what, I'm going to add that to my business. Hey, you know what, that helped. And that's my main objective of doing these videos, is really to help and serve and help people to get past those little hurdles that I had along the way. And so again, guys, if you want to go check out my YouTube channel, you just find me on the Tokoyo Carlton Speaks, and that's my first name, last name, and then Speaks, SPEAKS. And that way you can actually subscribe and then hit the bell. More importantly, hit the bell so that way, whenever I go live or anytime I post a video, you'll be alerted right away so you can actually plug in and get that information. But again, guys, I thank you so much for listening. And, this is really good for me as well, going live, because I was like so intimidated with going live. People was like, "How are you intimidated with going live? You talk and you're good in front of a room and all this stuff." But it's different when you're talking to yourself, right? Like that's how I felt. Now I don't so much feel like I'm talking to myself. I feel like I'm talking to someone right now who needs to hear this. Like I'm having a conversation with one person. I literally feel that way when I'm doing this. And so it's really helping me to get better at communicating. It's helping me to get better with being in front of the camera. It's helping me to be better at consistency. And so again, if you're afraid to get in front of the camera, just do it. Talk about something. It doesn't matter. But again, guys, appreciate you. And I thank you so much. And I look forward to you guys subscribing to the page. Hopefully the number goes up. I'm at, I think, 54 right now. Hopefully by the time you watch this, it's at 60 and 65 and 70 or whatever, or even higher, if you watch this months from now. But again, guys, take care, take charge, and we'll talk to you soon.